Yes, welcome back. 67 Hail Hail on YouTube. I am Hamish Carton. John Reid once again with me here.
Hi, Hamish.
How you doing, John?
Right.
It's a bit awkward, isn't it? Right, we're going to chat about Olivier Ntcham because his performances haven't been awkward at all. He's been right on it since the new year. He started all 7 of our games in 2020 so far. He scored 2 goals. He's set up numerous more. He should definitely have added another at Fir Park last week. But even though he missed that chance, that's just a reflection of how he's playing in the positions he's getting into at the moment. He's been brilliant, hasn't he?
He has, and it's a bit of a surprise when you think about how it looked for certain he was going to leave in the summer. There was talks about him wanting to go to Marseille. Then even in the first half of the season, Ryan Christie was just brilliant in midfield. He was mostly a sub or played once every few games. But then Christie's injuries seemed to have given him a right lease of life. And I don't know, Lennon must have maybe spoke to him. We were in Dubai, I'd imagine. And he's a vital part of the team now. Yeah. And it's really come out of nowhere, if you think about it.
Some would say.
Some would say.
You know, earlier on in the season, I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was me, that was it. I said that he's one of the best players in the league on his day. In fact, I said the best player in the league on his day, and I was laughed at by many, probably including you, and I get why, his consistency and all of that.
Well, he's not as good as Edward.
I'll give you that, right? Yeah. I'll give you that.
Second best player in the league in his day.
But what I'm saying is his day is happening a lot more often now.
I know, even the game against Clyde, you would think maybe in the past.
Exactly, great point.
We wouldn't have he'd have just strolled through that game no bother. But he wanted
turf pitch, horrible weather. I look at the makings for a.
I look at that time we played St Mirren on a Friday night. I think it was last season. He gets sent off after half an hour, and he was really, really bad. He was almost playing. Obviously, it wasn't, but it was like he was playing nearly get sent off. But he's a completely changed player. I mean, he took that game by the scruff of the neck. Yes, they scored a brilliant goal. Reminiscent when he scored against Partick Thistle in his first season. They said that was
the volley.
Yeah. Aye. But I mean, I think he's getting a lot further forward as well. I mean, if you look at that chance he had against Motherwell, which I don't know how he missed it. We'll just say it was, I don't know, the lights that put him off his Pierre Van Hooydonk, I memorably went to say.
It did take a wee bobble.
It took a bobble, yeah.
Aye, kind of sat up for him.
Aye, so that was just good. But if we're picking our best team now, he has to be in it.
100%.
Which means Ryan Christie, who's been our best player probably for 3/3, if we consider 2/3, whatever, of the season, isn't going to get in the team. Which is a brilliant problem to have.
It's crazy though, isn't it?
It's weird because Christie was so brilliant. I don't know, that last game against Rangers, I don't know what happened. I mean, he missed that penalty. He gets suspended for nothing really. He had that injury. I don't know if that affected him. Probably no, because when he's came on, he was unlucky yesterday. He scored a couple of times. Against Clyde, he was unlucky. But you can't drop him, Ntcham.
No.
And we can't, and Brown has to play.
Yeah,
McGregor has to play. McGregor's been fantastic recently. Yeah. The Forrest has to play. I mean, I don't know what Neil Lennon's got to do, but it's a brilliant problem to have.
It is. I mean, folk always look at, and we're sitting here, so I realise this sounds a bit daft because we're sitting here doing it, but folk always look and go, oh, who's your best team? Who's getting in it? Is it Christie or Ntcham? And I get that argument to a certain extent, but equally, Celtic play 2 games a week. We play in different competitions. We play different styles of games. We play European games. We play at, at Clyde. We play at Pittodrie. We play all these different games. Having 2 options, and not just 2 options, but 2 completely different options, and you couldn't pick 2 different attacking midfielders in Ntcham and Christie in terms of what they do.
We could play Christie again in the wing, but I hope we don't, because
I don't think we should.
I mean, we did that against Hibs, I remember, when we drew 1. He actually scored that game.
Aye, but
it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Aye. So, and I hope, and we'll probably play 1 up front at that stage anyway, but I would hope that we just stick with the team now for the time being. I mean,
I don't think it's a bad thing. See, I don't know the exact fixtures, but say it's like Copenhagen. Sorry, it's Pittodrie, then Copenhagen. Say, for me, Ntcham's probably a perfect one for Copenhagen, but play Christie a few days before, or the game after Copenhagen, which is at St Johnstone in the Cup, or someone like that. Say you then play Christie. It's not as if you've got this ideal team. The fact we've got so many good options, and we're not even mentioning Tom Rogic in that attacking midfield role.
No, I mean,
our best player for the Invincibles. Well, not our best player, but the hero, one of the heroes, isn't even getting near that team.
And I don't think he will. I'd like to tell you the truth. I mean, he done that brilliant pass for Eddie's goal against Hamilton, but I think Rogic is sort of a bit part player now, which is unfortunate because he was brilliant, and he still is a good player. But injuries have took his toll. the way we play now, there's only really room for one attacking midfielder. And at the minute, that's Ntcham, which is just really unthinkable when you consider how brilliant Christie was for the first half of the season. But as you mentioned in one of the other videos you can watch on the channel, 67 Hail, like and subscribe. It's the 3-5-2 formation sort of changed everything.
Yeah.
And Lennon deserves massive credit for it. I know Lennon get criticised for the derby, and we played poor that day. But after the game, Brown came out and said, we need to learn how that doesn't happen again. And they must have discussed it non-stop in Dubai. That's changed Celtic season, I think. I know it's
you're spot on.
I know it's a daft thing to say, because when we lost to Rangers, we'd already qualified for the last to Europa. We'd won the League Cup. But we had lost, and we'd looked sort of in the downswing as well. If you look at the League Cup final, which we were rubbish in, let's be fair.
Yeah, and the performances during December.
Performances during December were just not good at all. Like, I mean, even Mirren before the Rangers game was a struggle. That result was coming, but it changed completely. And Ntcham was a big part of that. And well done to Lennon for getting a player whose time at Celtic looked just over. I thought he'd leave in the summer, and I would hope that he's going to stay for at least another couple of seasons.
Yeah, he's just. I've always, as I said, I joked at the start of this video, I've always been a big fan of him. I just think what he brings for me, and I know I got laughed at for that comment, but what I meant was in terms of the quality he has, maybe I should have said, he's the most quality, maybe other than Edouard in the league. Just what he brings, his first touch, his awareness, the way he moves the ball. And when his application
always show enough of that's the thing.
Exactly. When his application is right, he's a star man for Celtic, and would be for most teams. I think I genuinely believe, even in the English top flight, I think he'd get in most teams when he's playing at the top of his game. And Neil Lennon deserves massive credit, because it's something that Brendan Rodgers never managed. Brendan Rodgers, for all they talk about how good a man manager and his coaching and all that was, he never managed to quite get in Ntcham's head and say, I want you to be a star man playing every week and performing like that. Lennon somehow has done it, and I think it's something that people often overlook about Lennon. His man management's so good, the way he gets in players' heads and he gets them going. And I know he has the odd revolt like with Canberra at Hibs and stuff like that, but you're not going to win them all. But the way he gets on mostly, and what he's done with Ntcham, I think Lennon deserves as much credit as the Frenchman, to be honest.
Yep, well done to Lennon. We've criticised him at times, probably unjustly this season, but he's getting the best out of Ntcham, he's getting the best out of a Celtic team, and long may it continue. So
have you got like a word of wisdom to Ryan Christie if he happens to be watching this? Because he's been brilliant all season. He's been, as you said, unarguably our best player so far this season. In terms of what he brought from scoring very on in the Champions League qualifiers, the hat-trick first day of the season against St Johnstone, all the way pretty much until Christmas.
17 goals.
Massive for an attacking midfielder, incredible total. On course for 25-30 goals this season if he keeps that up. But he suddenly finds himself not even in the team. What's your words of wisdom, Ryan?
Oh, what pressure this is. Don't give up, Ryan. You'll get back in the team.
Ryan?
Ryan, I said. Don't give up, Ryan. You'll get back in the team sooner rather than later. Thanks for that, Hamish.
No worries.
Under pressure.
Thank you again.
Your pape top to Ryan Christie.
Right, thanks again, John. We're out of time for another video. We'll be back later on in the week. What else are we talking about this week?
We're talking about Eddie and hopefully giving him a new contract after our sensational financial results. And we're talking about how we've a statistic that should impress people about Neil Lennon, who have been praising already, and we'll praise him again after we tell them this statistic.
Fantastic. Stay tuned later on in the week, as we said on yesterday's video. If you've not yet subscribed to the video 67 Hail, you can do that. Also the podcast Boys v Blue Noses, we do it with a couple of folk from the other side. We have a laugh at them now and again. If you've not yet subscribed to that, can you do that as well? Be highly or very appreciated. Take care.